There's a new representative for House District 101 stretching across Arlington. Grand Prairie City Council member Junior Azanu defeated six-term incumbent Chris Turner. With no Republican in this race, Azanu is headed to Austin. And the state's newest senator, Democrat Taylor Rehmet from Fort Worth, was just sworn into office to represent Senate District 9. After a stunning upset in a special election, he was renominated with no opponent in the primary. And in November, he will again face Republican Lee Wambsgans in a rematch for the seat in North and West Tarrant County. In the meantime, he is the first Democrat to fill this seat in 30 years. This week, he opened the office for the district, now in downtown Fort Worth, and laid out a plan for monthly town halls. What do you think is going to be different with you in this position as opposed to folks in the past? Senator Kelly Hancock.
Well, I'm not focused on the past. I'm focused on what we have to build in the future. And what we have is a great office that's looking to represent folks, make sure your voice is heard, address concerns, and help guide issues to the proper channels and state agencies.
Some things about this office. Tell me about this office.
I can tell you one thing that's very special is we're going to have a Reading Rock Stars program. So if this is District 9, so if you read 9 books and you fill out our worksheet, the kids can come here and get a book, read 9 books, come back, and we have a claw machine with Texas-themed items in it, and they can get themselves a great little treat, for dedicating themselves to reading. Because as someone who struggled to read myself, I grew up struggling with dyslexia. I want to make sure kids have the opportunity to read, and I want to help craft legislation that helps kids be better at reading, because that's something that I struggled with, and I know how important it is.
Fort Worth has is undergoing a state takeover. The stats on just kids across America and also in Texas, the reading stats are pretty terrible. Did that factor into any of this?
It does. We have to make sure that kids are engaged early in reading and learning in that way, because kids need to learn to read till they're in their 3rd grade, and then after that they're reading to learn. So the faster we can get kids learning to read and read well, the better outcome they'll have in school. Another thing we have is we have the teacher supply closet here, and it's right over there if teachers want to get some help. And a lot of teachers out here are paying for school supplies out of their own pockets. So we accept donations, and any teacher who wants to come in and get some school supplies for their students, any needs, they can come to this closet and grab what they need.
As now a Texas senator, what issues do you hope to be included on in the Texas Senate?
Of course, public education is a huge one. Also, a passion of mine is helping veterans, being a veteran myself. I also want to look at labor and be involved with the labor demand needs that we have in our robust economy here in Texas.
The last senator, Kelly Hancock, was from North Richland Hills. The focus of this district now is going to be probably this area in Fort Worth. What does that do for this district?
Well, I want to make sure that I'm casting a wide net of representation, because I believe that everyone should feel represented. And that's going to look like a lot of different things. That means I'm creating a space that supports public education. That's one of the things people want. But it's also a place that you can go to for general information or help with anything. So I think that that's the beauty of this. And there may be an office open in the future. We got to look at these things. But right now, I am focused on getting this office even more operational. But we're already working on things.
And what is important about holding events in the community, in the district?
It's a great question. I know that having a voice and having a forum in place where you can feel heard is pivotal. It is central to feeling represented. And so I always think about things of, what would I want to see? And a lot of people out here think, oh, well, government doesn't work. It's hard to be involved and talk to our government officials. But when you create public spaces so that they can have their voice heard, that's exactly what government should be like.
Gromer, it may be a small thing about opening an office, but it also signals kind of the focus and attention maybe moving away from North Richland Hills and the suburbs to downtown Fort Worth and the big city in Tarrant County. What does it do?
Yeah, because he's trying to reach a wider range of voters. Look, demographic shifts happen in politics all the time, but we don't know how they really manifest until a long-term incumbent like Kelly Hancock leaves. And when Abbott appointed him to acting controller, that removed an incumbent from that seat. And now we can see how that district has really changed. And by him moving his offices, putting it in Fort Worth and all these town halls and reaching out to folks, and if there's a big blue wave, we'll see if Democrats can really make hay in that district, a district that's been a Republican stronghold for, what, 30 years.
And there's obviously going to be a lot of focus on Tarrant County, the swingiest district, or the swingiest county in probably the most important media market in the state. What will you be watching in Tarrant County?
How that affects not only his race, but the Tarrant County judge's race. Tim O'Hara is public enemy #1 for Democrats in Tarrant County.
And more, you know, he will probably not sit in the legislature. They're not going to have a special session. They're probably not going to be doing a lot in Austin. So he will have time to do things in the district.
Yeah, in the district. He will be active in the district at home. And that's where voters see you, right? Not so much in Austin.